Hi Cancers, welcome to my channel Answers by Divine. This is going to be for your quarterly love reading. Alright, love reading for Cancers, for the sign of Cancers for 3 months, October, November and December. 3 months of love reading. As usual, I'll be doing yes or no. So if you have got a question about love life, alright, be specific, structure your question in a very specific manner. Be precise about the time, the timing, the venue or the person's name. Alright, so it's just like if this person that I met in the month of May, by the name of what, from where, is the one for me, something like that. Be very specific and concise, precise about your question. Okay, so major arcana and even numbers will be yes, or the other cards will be unknown. Okay, so if you need to take a pause, please take a pause, and then otherwise I'll proceed with one last shuffle for the sign of Cancers. For the sign of Cancers, one more shuffle. For the sign of Cancers, towards the question that they have to ask, what is the answer for Cancers? Alright, Cancers, for towards your question, we have got 4 cards of yes and 1 card of no. Alright, the yes card is actually Death in reverse. Alright, the Death card in reverse. 6 of Swords in upright. The Hermit upright, and the Temperance in reverse. Let me see what does this 4 card form up as in terms of a message. Where is it pointing towards? What is it pointing towards for this Cancer's yes or no reading? So this Death card in reverse is telling us about, so the Death card actually means an ending, alright, but when the Death card is in reverse, it means that something that maybe, okay, there are a few different interpretations depending on what your question is. So it could actually mean that there needs to be an ending, but it hasn't ended. So depending on your question, what answers it should be driving towards. So the Death card could actually mean that something that needs to end has not ended, or something is not meant to end. Alright, so depending on your question, something that's meant to end is not ending, should not end. Alright, and 6 of Swords over here is about movement, constantly moving, progressing, closing out. Sometimes it can also mean closing up a gap, closing up the gap because you're moving towards something or moving away. So depending on your situation, it could mean moving away or moving towards, or just pull away, withdraw. The energy of pulling away and withdraw. Look at this card carefully. What does it look like to you? Okay, what does this look like to you, Cancers? Take the meaning of what are you feeling from this card. You can be moving away, moving towards, pulling out, withdrawing. Okay, and the Hermit. So, but with this 2 card, with this 6 of Swords together with the Hermit, these 2 cards together, alright, these 2 cards are telling me it is more like withdrawing, pulling out, pulling away, moving away for a while, because the Hermit is just temporary. It's an energy of temporary, just temporarily go into a hermit mode to review, to go into deeper thoughts, and to think through things thoroughly. Okay, and the Temperance is in reverse. When the Temperance is in reverse, it might mean someone is giving more and doing or doing more, or doing less. So this in reverse is out of balance, and it might mean that someone needs to do more. Someone needs to go the extra mile, or someone will need to sacrifice. there is a sacrifice over here, because when someone is doing more, or when someone gives more, do more, there's this sacrifice. This person is taking up more responsibilities, and someone else is taking less responsibilities. All right. So towards your question, if this is too complicated for you to gel in the meaning of each card into your own question, just take the short answer as yes, okay? Because there are so many different type of questions, possible questions, okay? So next we will actually go into the angel answers to see what is the advice, or the answer the angel has for you. It could be for your second question, or to complement the whole reading as a whole, or even just for your first question. All right, so what is the angel answers for the sign of Cancers? For the sign of Cancers, one last shuffle for the sign of Cancers. What is the angel answer for the sign of Cancers? It says yes. Okay, yes is the same as your yes or no. Yes or no, we have 4 cards of yes. Okay, and the last message card. What is the message card for the sign of Cancers? What do we have to tell to Cancers? I feel very strongly that Cancers, you might be in doubt in your current love life right now with your current partner or potential someone. There is doubt. There is this feeling of being doubtful, not trusting, not knowing whether if this person can be taken in, can be taken back, can be trusted, someone who we can move on and progress and expand into the next stage, the next phase, the next level of within a relationship, the context of a relationship. One last shuffle. What is the message for Cancers? Okay, I don't feel like this is the card, but this card, first card says reckless actions lead to conflicts. Okay, this is the first card. Let's just put this aside. I feel like taking it again, like the second time. One last shuffle. What is the message truly is for the sign of Cancers? Emotions are at their peak. All right, so I've actually pulled 2 cards for you. There's fire and there's water. How uncanny. These both cards are about the sign, water sign or fire sign. All right, the first card we have pulled says reckless actions lead to conflict, and the next card says emotions are at their peak. So let's see how does these 2 messages come into play for your full 3 months reading. All right, so I also have the crystal ball. So for some of you who has been following me enough, you know that I've done crystal ball reading before. All right, so I have the crystal ball. While shuffling, I'm also looking at it, trying to get messages and channel messages out for you to see what are the messages or flashes of image that I see for you, Cancers. You don't know what to do, Cancers. I feel like you feel lost and you don't really know what to do. Some of you might be at a crossroad when it comes to dealing with a partner, as to how to deal with them, how to deal with the issues that they pose to you, or this whole relationship is posing to your life as a whole. You just do not know how to deal with it. To move on, to accept things as it is, or to just drop it like it's hot. Cancers. I feel some of you, for minority of you, those who are single, you might have met someone who actually touches your heart, who actually makes your heart beat again. Makes your heart beat again. and you do not know how to progress, how to take it on from here. Some of you might not have been in a relationship for a long while, for a long time, and you don't really know like how do you react, how do you behave, how do you respond in a in a situation like that. Like how often should you text, how much should you be saying, what kind of things should you be putting out, what kind of words should you be putting out, what kind of things can you be sharing about yourself to them. So there's a lot of unsureness. Some of you doesn't know much about your potential partner or your existing partner despite being together for a long while. Some of you just do not know nuts about your mate, your partner, your dates, but you haven't know anything even though the both of you have spent some time already by now, but you still don't know much about them. You have no clue about their background, and you feel like they might be hiding some information or some truth. Some of you could be dealing with family dynamic. They might be married with kids or divorced yet or not. So there's a lot of unsure, and information are insufficient for you, Cancers. It feels very strongly that Cancers, most of you or many of you have someone in your mind right now, has actually recently met someone. For those of you who are single or newly into a relationship, there is this new partner, new potential candidate in your life right now. For those of you who are in a long-term relationship or even a marriage, I feel like some of you, your partner, or it could be you anyway, coming back to it, things can go both ways. So I'm saying your partner, but it can also be you. Someone is having someone else out there, outside. Someone is having someone else outside, a third party. And whoever is the one having someone else out there who are having other interests or new interests is behaving very coldly, who just comes back late and doesn't talk much, feels irritable towards the other person. Less of that, but some of you, I see it happening. Alright, let's begin. Let's go into your card laid out for Cancers. We're going into this quarter with 10 of Cups in reverse. Alright, so there's a fallout, there's a not coming together energy between you and someone else. Alright, someone is withholding. So there's a fallout, there's a cold treatment, silent treatment, not coming together, like family breaking up, or a potential relationship or frequency breaking down, only due to someone is withholding back the love expression. Stop expressing interest or stop expressing love. Some of you, whoever is this person, could be you, could be your partner, but I'm feeling more like Cancers, it will be your partner, is giving their love to someone else, but not to you. Okay? Yep. There seems to be a commitment issue from you or your partner. Someone over here has commitment issues. They no longer are able to commit, or they are not able to commit to being exclusive or to commit to this relationship any further, or to even start to even offer any commitment to begin with. There is this commitment because the Hierophant is in reverse. Someone, if commitment is out of it, like for some of you who are in a marriage situation, it really looks like this marriage might be experiencing instability right now. Okay, because the Hierophant is no longer in upright position, it's breaking up, it's collapsing. So commitment is collapsing. So it might mean, it looks a lot to me like it could also mean like a family is breaking down, a family dynamic, a marriage dynamic is breaking down, because someone has stopped showing interest, has stopped giving love. For some of you, it might not be due to a third-party relationship. For some of you, it is just due to the both of you. So whoever that you are dealing with, or recently, newly, or even in a long-term relationship, it feels like someone over here, something triggers someone to ponder about the relationship dynamic. Where is this relationship going? Do I still love this person? Do I still love my partner? Alright, there's a lot of pondering. There's like sudden trigger, something suddenly triggered, something was triggered suddenly on either one of you or both of you, to think about, to review and reflect about this current partner, to review or reflect about this person, this date, this potential date whom you are seeing, whom you are dating right now, or to review and reflect about the long haul, the forward future. Like, are we going to have any future? Is this person the person who is able to provide or live up to expectation of what I have when I get married, or when we are married? Would this person be the ideal partner, be the ideal wife or husband? Okay, so there's a lot of reflection over here, because I have the Hermit in an upright position. Some of you might be experiencing loss of love interest. Someone has actually lost their love interest towards someone. It could be you losing your love interest towards someone, or your partner losing your love interest towards you. So I'm seeing some of you, or many of you, are dealing with a situation where you still have your relationship hanging in there, but it is as cold as though you have no one. There's no one, there's no partner. It feels like single to me. Like, it feels cold. It feels a lot like as good as you're single, they're single. Like, you have someone, but it feels like you don't have anyone. It feels like you're single, you're living alone, even though there's someone, you are sleeping with someone in the same bed, in the same room, but the both of you are not talking. Okay, there's this hanging on, the energy of hanging on. So the relationship, the relationship or the marriage is still there, but it feels lonely though. It feels lonely. Mainly because someone has lost interest in this love. I see why the messages are as it is. Reckless actions lead to conflict. Someone has done someone wrong over here. Could it be? Someone has done someone wrong. Reckless action, and that's the reason why now we have conflict in this reading for you. And emotions are at their peak. Like, how do you deal with this? How do you talk about it? Like, both of you are hostile right now because someone has done someone wrong. There are a couple of possibilities to this reading ending in this whole quarter. The first possibility is that the both of you will still stay put together. both of you will still stay put together. There'll be two person. So I mean two of you, right? So in a relationship dynamic, there's two person. So one of you no longer give, no longer trust, is like, I'm not the one who's doing wrong, you're the one who's doing wrong. The one who's not doing wrong, the one who initially still has interest, only to know and find out that the other person has lost interest in this relationship. So the person who didn't do anything wrong, who didn't do the relationship wrong, stops giving. All right, and the person who lost interest, the other who's the one who lost interest, who has got doubts, or who's in doubt about this relationship, is unable to find a landing for themselves. Whether do they move or do they stay? If they move, where do they move? Do they officially have got someone else? If it's a third party relationship, does this third party over there, out there, are they able to commit to your partner? To whoever is the one who might have drifted their focus or attention to this relationship for a moment. The person who drifted their focus towards this relationship due to third party situation, is this third party able to give you or give this person the security that they needed in order to move on from the existing relationship? So in short, I'm saying, if you are the one who got yourself drifted due to external influence, who has got external attraction for a moment, is this external attraction able to give you the security, does acknowledge you, your presence, and the relationship with you? Or if it's not you, then it will be your partner. So if your partner has done infidelity, or infidelity can be emotional infidelity, psychological infidelity, doesn't mean physical infidelity. All right, so if it's your partner who has done this relationship wrong, they don't even have a secure landing space for them to hop on to. All right, because it is all due to own self-doing, what do you call that, like, yeah, just your own, his or their own self-doing. No one actually expressed love to them, no one come go towards them, but it was them who just got distracted for a moment. I will clarify one card. I just feel like no matter what the ending is, for some of you there will be separation, for some of you it will still be hanging on, the relationship will still hang on, but whatever the outcome is for different groups of you, the outcome is desirable for you. So if it's a separation, it is definitely desirable for you, the viewer. All right, it is desirable for you. All right, but if it's a hanging on together, it also means that this hanging on is the most desirable outcome for you, even though there might be some distraction in between. All right, but the both of you does still has the fate to be together in this lifetime. So different groups of yous would have different outcomes, but whatever the outcome is for you, for all of you, the outcome are definitely in your best interest, towards your best interest. Just to clarify one card, the Six of Wands. Okay, can we clarify Six of Wands, please? Yep. Six of Wands is whoever, if there is a third party situation, or if there is a external distraction, whoever was distracted over here, and the person who caused this person to be distracted will ultimately leave and not disturb the relationship that the both of you had. All right, so we have the Six of Wands, which is the victory card, clarified by the Devil in reverse. So the Devil is pulling out. The Devil is pulling out. So the ending is there will be victory. There will be victory. Whoever that needs to go will go. Whoever that needs to pull out will pull out. So it could be the third party situation if it's a third party situation, or whoever that needs to leave the relationship will ultimately be leaving. If it's the one who is doing the wrong, who does infidelity, this person will ultimately leave. And despite that, the outcome will still be for the best interest for the both of you, Cancers. All right, the overall general energy, we have the Hangman in upright position, hanging on. So I'm saying more likely than not, a higher possibility is that everything will stay intact. The relationship will stay intact. Okay, the relationship will stay intact, but it is just some hiccup in this love life, in this relationship for a moment in this quarter. So in this quarter, there will be distraction by someone. Could be you being distracted or your partner being distracted. For those of you who are single, who just hit on with someone, so it could be you or your new person might be distracted away from you for a moment. All right, but ultimately it is looking like, to me, highly likely both of you will still be coming together. For those of you who are in a marriage, it seems to me more likely than not the marriage will still be intact. All right, and the third party will just leave ultimately. Okay, so you might have to heal yourself if there's any wound that you have to deal with. There is a healing. It is a time to heal. It is also the quarter to heal, to deal with this experience. All right, Cancers, this is the reading I have for you. So I hope you could understand this reading. All right, I cannot understand fully because I'm not in it, but I'm using very simple terms for you. If you need to also watch your general reading, I can't remember what is the general reading for Cancers, but I will link it in this video. Till then, I will see you again soon. Bye bye.